twice.
They have a White Castle in Vegas?
They do.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a couple actually. There's one right across the street from the Mirage, and then there's one in downtown Vegas. Second time I had it in last time, or one of the last times I was in Vegas. They're fine. I mean, they're just tiny.
Okay, so have you had the frozen White Castle that you can get like at the store?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I was going to ask how those compare to the actual cheeseburgers.
I'm
are they
not,
like mini-sized, or are they the size of an actual cheeseburger?
The sliders? Oh, they're tiny. Yeah, they're like that big.
Okay, but if you get, so do they have?
Oh, like a pack of 4? Like, would that be like equal? What are you saying? I'm not listening. I'm trying to share.
Yeah, I can tell, man. Okay, can you order just a cheeseburger there? And if you can, is it a normal size cheeseburger, or do they only have
sliders?
Okay,
only sliders. Yeah, it was decent. It was useful, except I think it made me sick on Friday night.
Isn't that the whole thing with White Castle, though? Like, it's great for about 3 minutes, and then you're going to feel like crap?
I don't know. Is it?
Isn't that the thing they always make? I've never had White Castle, but I feel like I always see people make fun.
Do they just put onions on the burgers? Just burger, cheese, onions?
Burger. Well, technically, it's just burger, onion, pickle, and nothing. That's like the original slider, and then you can order a cheese, and then you can order, a chicken sandwich, you can order a fish sandwich. But yeah, it was fine. Nothing special. Why? What did you have this weekend? Anything? What fast food are you?
So we're going to retread a conversation that we already had. But Jack in the Box, out of desperation, and it was surprisingly very good.
Yeah, baby.
Never thought I'd say that in my life, but I was pleasantly surprised. So shout out Jack in the Box.
I don't eat Jack in the Box. I have no interest in Jack in the Box. And the one time I had Jack in the Box, I had their tacos, and they were horrible.
It's just such a bad
And
take.
it's not a bad take, though, because I have confirmed that thought with many people.
What kind of fast food do you like?
I don't really eat fast food, but like if I had to pick, I like McDonald's breakfast.
Okay, that's like that's not like a take though.
That's not a take. I mean, that's universally.
You just asked me what I like, and I tell you what I like, and you're like, you can't make that take. Well, what do you want from me?
You know what?
You know, the same thing happens
Bing bong.
Inverted all the time. Nice.
No. Okay, what other fast food do I like? Dairy Queen, I think, is underrated.
I can agree with that.
I will agree that I do think Dairy Queen is slightly underrated.
Get a chicken strip basket.
Ooh.
Get a piece of toast in there.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like Subway still. I like a nice.
Subway's gotten worse. I think
agree.
Subway has gotten worse.
I would agree.
I think over the last couple of years, it has taken a drastic step down in quality.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
Quiznos was always better anyway, but Quiznos don't exist anymore, except for I think there's one in the Spokane airport.
There is, and there was one in the Salt Lake City airport.
All right, so Quiznos.
I honestly forgot that Quiznos
alive and well in
was a
airports.
But that one you will. All right, I guess we can hop back into sports talk here. It's much more difficult when you forget your laptop like an idiot.
Yeah.
It makes things a little bit more difficult, but luckily we do have these things in our pockets that act almost as phones.
Keys?
Not quite, Sam. Thank you, though. Welcome back, Sam.
Yeah, welcome back, Sam.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah.
I feel very welcomed.
Sam had a birthday. He turned.
I did. 42.
Yep.
Remember that one time I tried to tell you happy birthday and nobody ever responded in the group?
Oh yeah.
It was funny because like 5 minutes before he sent that text on our own thread, you responded to me. You're like, thanks, man.
He just didn't say anything.
I was waiting for someone else to respond, and then just no one.
And then no one did. I'm like, all
this
right,
is perfect.
I'll head out here.
I mean, because it was like intended for you, so I don't know why Vinny or I would have chimed in and been like, yeah.
But the thing is, Vinny would be the kind of guy who'd be like, Justin, you dummy.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
All right. What are we talking about today? That's a great question. Let's talk about
LuckyBird,
our favorite sponsor.
Yeah. LuckyBird, a Spokane-based e-commerce and digital marketing company dedicated to helping local companies scale in the online world of e-commerce and digital marketing. Visit luckybirdbrands.com to have a down-to-earth, no-pressure conversation about your digital marketing and e-commerce strategy.
Like we didn't pull up LuckyBird on for
you,
people to see.
Rusty. How long are they going to keep Mike Leach on there?
Ever.
On that front
Forever.
page?
Yeah,
Mike
I'm
Leach
a little
on the front
slow this
page?
morning.
Yeah.
I'm a little off.
Have you
front
never
page?
noticed every time we do the LuckyBird ad that Mike Leach's face?
Oh, it's on their website?
It's on the homepage, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
It is funny.
They,
Topical.
Yeah, I'll pull it up in a second. I just need you to address the lower thirds today. I'm sorry. I'm a little rusty coming back. Not great.
I'm just very, very. I like just classic stuff. I don't like new stuff.
See, there he is.
He is down there.
Yeah.
That's really funny. WSU missed the mark by not keeping Mike Leach around.
Yes, they did, and now their coach is named Dickert.
And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with.
I think
with
I
Jake Dickert.
just inherently don't like him just because he's replacing Rolovich,
That's fine.
which isn't his fault.
It's really interesting because I
all.
saw people say, like, this is Mike Leach or not Mike Leach, Rolovich karma. That's what happens when you don't follow along with the rest of society and all this stuff. And it's like, they were doing actually really well before he left.
Yeah, they were.
And they were actually getting better, but that's okay. All right. Lucky Bird has been talked about. And I doubt you have a Mariners guy who wore number 68 because there's only one, and I've never. And
I do not, but when I was thinking about this, not that he was in the 60s at all, for some reason, when I was thinking about Mariners, I was like, Jared Washburn, what happened to that guy?
I don't think anything. He was good with the Angels, came to the Mariners, sucked, and then he sucked forever because the Mariners.
Yeah,
just
but what
suck
number was
off
he? Like
on people.
Nice. So yeah, no, I don't. But there are quite a few Seahawks.
There are a couple Seahawks. So Max Povsey was here in 2017. That's literally the only Mariners player to ever wear number 68. He was here for a year. Seahawks. I'm going to start off with one that I didn't know about, but he has an awesome name. John Eisenhuth.
Oh.
Yeah, he played back in the 70s.
Okay, I missed that.
All right, give me 68s. There's 3 of them that are more obvious than others.
Okay.
And there are only 3 that are worth talking about.
Okay, so the GOAT, Giacomini, who we mentioned last week, which was
next to
premature.
Paul McQuiston. Yep.
Queaston.
Probably the most borderline dirty offensive lineman I have ever been a fan of.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way he played, and I don't think he was ever a dirty player, but if the whistle blew, he finished through the whistle.
Yeah, and beyond.
And a little beyond. He always came in. Justin Britt had a little bit of this to him as well. The idea of coming in after, like, the whistle blows and a half a second later, he's running right into the pile, trying to push it forward just another yard. Giacomini was like the best at doing that. He would jump over piles just to hit someone after the whistle, but never hurt anybody, I don't think, that I can remember. All right, what else?
You named the other one, or one of the other ones, Justin Britt.
Number 68.
Who was really best as our right tackle. I know his versatility was really well appreciated over the years, ultimately ended up at center after, I think, because he was our right tackle for Super Bowl 49.
That's when we drafted him as a tackle.
Right.
And, he had to be shifted to center after the Max Unger trade. And he played well at center for a guy who had never played there.
Yeah.
And I think he solidified the line because he had really good communication. Now, was his skill up to the same level as Unger?
Absolutely
Definitely
not.
But I think he had really good communication. I think he was well respected along the offensive line, so that helped. And he had a really good partnership and relationship with Russell Wilson, which is very important to have as a center. Last one, current number 68, Damian Lewis. The left guard, actually, out of LSU. Had one of the best rookies, and this year he's been fine. Nothing special.
Nope.
Been fine. Well, just like the rest of the offensive line. They haven't been bad, but they're not good.
They are not.
They're not good at all, which is super ridiculous and unfortunate. All right. One thing I do want to mention, this happened. What day was this? This was after. This was the first GU game. This was on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night. Because
Right?
Central Michigan was Monday.
Or Monday. Yeah, you're right. So Tuesday, Sounders knocked out of the MLS playoffs.
Sure were.
Mariners. Gonzaga won Tuesday night, so that was really cool. I was watching the Sounders at the same time. 0-0. They had, 23 shots to 0?
Yeah, all the stats were dominant in Seattle's favor.
They absolutely dominated them, and they should have had a goal. They should have had a couple goals, and they didn't, so they got kicked out of the playoffs. First time in their history, actually 2 first times. First time in the Sounders' history that they've ever lost a home playoff series, and the first time they have never advanced past the first round. But I don't know if I expected them to do this good this year, considering that they didn't have Jordan Morris the entire year. They didn't have Nicholas Ladero for the entire year. They had a lot of international duty guys who were gone, a lot of center back injuries. They had a lot of injuries all across the board. Knew who was out for a good chunk of the year. Brad Smith was out for a good chunk of the year. They lost a lot of guys from last season, and yet they still made the playoffs for a record season once again. So it is what it is. We'll take the offseason and get healthy. I'm sure they'll make the playoffs again next year, and I don't think anyone important is leaving. But I didn't realize Fry's 35.
Yeah, he sure looked like it.
He looks a little slow now after that knee injury.
He looked really. And the one that he blocked, I was like, dude, that obviously you came off the line so early. Like that wasn't even. That wasn't debatable. There was no gray area there. He was
about a foot off the line on that penalty, which is super unfortunate. It's just so dumb. I love soccer. The idea of having ties is fine. I know that's a huge point of contention among people who don't like soccer, but
more like Americans.
A lot of Americans. It just sucks when a team can sit back and they don't play to win, they play for the tie. I just think that's so lame, and there's no way to combat that. But it just sucks when you're watching a game and it's just boring. And that game was boring.
Yeah, it was. I turned over as soon as GU finished up, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm going to be sitting here for 45 minutes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and we
disgusting.
did. All right, so we will take any sort of questions or comments throughout the show. Last week we had a lot of interaction, and it's fun when people interact with us because we will talk about literally anything.
Questions, comments, and obscene gestures.
That can happen.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. Sam isn't holding back there at all. Christian McCaffrey out for the year, by the way.
Being held back.
Taysom Hill is going to be making the start this week, it appears.
Okay, did you see this? Okay, so obviously Lincoln Riley, he's out. He just touched down in LA after becoming the USC
left
head coach,
Oklahoma,
taking that vacancy. So Bob Stoops is going to coach the Sooners bowl game. Bob Stoops, currently at Fox as an analyst, is going to return to Oklahoma.
Right, former coach, right?
Yeah, before Lincoln Riley took over.
How long has that been now?
Lincoln Riley has been there like 5 or 6 seasons, I think.
Yeah, Stoops was there through the 2016 season. That's actually pretty cool. This must have been planned. He must have already. I would doubt Lincoln Riley would just get up and leave without there being some sort of plan in place.
Yeah.
But I think that's same thing with LSU and Ed Ogeron. That's so weird to me that coaches just are like, peace out.
I know, the college thing is so strange. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. I think it's weird that college players don't play their bowl games either. They don't want to get hurt.
It's just lame.
It is super lame. It's like playing for a tie. Like it's the exact same concept. Like it's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost like if you're not winning, you're not losing, you're just not doing.
How do you feel about talking about ties? You know how the old adage is like a tie is like kissing your sister?
I have heard that.
I thought you were about to say something different.
Yeah,
I was about to shut the stream down.
No, I was trying to read this comment that we got, but no, but I did. I have heard that. I think that's pretty funny, and we went to a comedy magic show in Vegas at the Four Queens, and someone definitely, or by someone I mean the guy doing it. What will be the performer? I guess
the magician.
Yeah, the guy, the comedian, magician, performer guy. I believe that's
the comedian, magician, performer guy. I believe that's
fellow.
How they promote it as well.
That's exactly how they promote it. His name was Mike Hammer, and his show was Let's Get Hammered. Kind of nice play on words. Super funny guy.
That is lame as hell.
I
cannot believe you just endorsed that.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. That sounds like a much different show you went to.
It does. You also have to know, and like you have to know what he does. Like it's 100%
something with
crowd
a hammer?
interaction. No, it's 100% crowd interaction. Like he knew me as Justin the sports guy, and then he also made fun of me. And he said I probably shouldn't have made fun of the guy who writes for a living, considering I rely on my Yelp views to,
So did you take to Yelp?
No, I didn't. I still have his card. I am going to give him a good review. But he definitely, when my sister went up to be involved in the show, he definitely pointed me out and said, well, nice. So how long have you two been together? And then she was like, well, that's my brother.
Very nice.
And then that's when he was like, well, I probably shouldn't have said that. Now the writer's going to go on and say that insinuated that he and his sister are dating or whatever.
Any comment on the matter?
Any comment on the matter? Probably not.
Probably not dating your sister.
No, that
heard it here first.
She's also engaged.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How old is she, like 14?
14? No, 20.
What did you...
I just remember when you said that she got engaged. I was like, she literally just
that's a whole military,
military
thing.
Classic military trope
thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so question, ever look back on the early 2000s high school basketball prospects and where they are now? Kind of crazy.
Early 2000s.
Rejected Penny 14. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to take this a little bit different route. I'm going to assume, because of the basketball, I guess, how do you define prospects, do you think? You think people who are like being scouted?
Are we talking about like the prospects are playing in high school, but the prospects are for their college career? Or are we talking about like?
I think prospects for college, not like the high end.
Okay.
Not like.
You gotta think though. Wouldn't back then you could have gone straight from high school to NBA though.
That's true.
For a few years, right. I'm going to take this question. I like to think of it as some of the people that I knew who played basketball and like were considered decently good and might do something. And I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a few who you look at and you're like, you're nothing. Like, you're a loser. You thought you were going to be like a really good basketball player, but then you also think, on the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of players out there, and you can even see this in college right now, who are the best players on their high school team, who have been the best player in their entire city potentially for a decade and a half, and now they are just, again, a nobody on a team where they're on the end of the bench. It's a fall from grace, and it's really this weird spot that I think these players find themselves in, these people find themselves in, where they go from being, the star of their own show to being just, again, a nobody. I think it's weird. Yeah, was there anybody out there in good old Cheney?
Cheney, not a basketball town, despite popular belief. No, I was racking my brain as you were talking, just trying to think about one person that had any sort of, like, we had one guy go play down at, like, northern Arizona.
Good old NAU.
John Miller, shout out.
John Miller, that guy sounds fake.
Yeah, right.
That's Cheney for you, though.
Yeah, seriously.
I just looked up a list of players between like 95 and like 2005 who would have gone straight from high school straight to the NBA. We got people, obviously, James. You got people like Amari Stoudemire. You got Dwight Howard.
Kevin Garnett.
You got Kobe. You got Kevin. You got Tracy McGrady. You got Rashard Lewis.
Rashard Lewis went straight to, Rashard Lewis, goddamn.
Yeah.
You got J.R. Smith. You got Al Jefferson. You got Sean Livingston. Andrew Bynum. Andrew Bynum was 2005. That's crazy, actually.
His career
there's
so fast.
There's actually a lot of names on that list. Some that I don't personally recognize that.
And there's a decent amount of people. Like Bynum's kind of one of them. He had a decent career, but at the same time, like, his career was not that good.
No, it wasn't.
He was just on a really good team and
he was a very pivotal piece to that team that was
right.
I mean, more defensive prowess,
than
rim protecting,
than a score. But it is interesting when you look at that list and you look at some of the people who are on it. Some of them absolute studs, and some are dead. And some have, been able to kind of reinvent themselves to kind of fit today's current NBA. Livingston was kind of an example, who probably should have ever returned to the basketball court after his
that was
injury.
Insane.
Probably top 3 worst injuries ever taped, ever seen on an athletic court. Not good.
So I don't know that we answered his question at all. I feel like
I think we need
like
a
little
more context, but that at least gets us close.
Sure.
Gets us close. So God, I hate not having my laptop. I'm gonna blame it on Vegas. I don't even know why my laptop was out. I don't know why my laptop was out of my bag last night, but it was, and now I don't have it.
You know what? We're all feeling a little rusty this morning. It's all right.
Why are you feeling rusty? Just because it's Monday?
It's Monday. It was after a holiday.
That's true. Good point.
It's just, trying to get back in the groove.
That is true. There's a lot of people out there who, they didn't work Thursday, Friday, obviously Saturday, Sunday. Some didn't work Wednesday if you have that flexibility, and now here you are, Monday. Granted, what's nice is Christmas is just a month away. Less.
It's such a crazy time of year because every year it's like, okay, you get through. I'm just going to say some stupid stuff. Never mind. I'm just going to not talk anymore.
I was really looking forward to that.
I was also
This is the part of the year that every year, even if it feels like a slow year, like, oh, it's already next year already. Like, these, dude.
Yeah, that was worth it.
You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say.
I do.
This is a weird show today.
I do.
I'm going to shut up now.
It's a very common take, dude, but whatever. All right. Gonzaga. Whole reason why I was in Vegas.
Season's over.
Yeah. Sound the alarms. Things are not going well. They have a loss.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Right. So, absolutely destroyed UCLA.
Yeah.
Wiped the floor with them. I don't think UCLA was, or will be the second best team in the country. They just don't have enough scoring prowess, I don't think. They're pretty boring, in my opinion. Like, they rely so much on Juzang being able to create his own shot to open the floor up for everybody else. Same thing. They're down Riley. He didn't play. He hasn't really played this year, still dealing with a knee injury. But their defense, which is kind of like the staple of a Mick Cronin coach team, just got absolutely eviscerated by Gonzaga's offense. And there wasn't a time, once they got up by 20, it honestly felt like GU just coasted. Like
Yeah,
every single
they
time
really
it was
did.
like, wow, UCLA's making a run. You look at the scoreboard and it's an 18-point game.
Yeah.
It's a 19-point game. I think they got within 17 once.
Yeah, I had to
GU
sweat that stretch out a little bit.
Right. So talking about UCLA first, well, let's also bring in Duke here. Then they played Duke on Friday night, day after Thanksgiving. By the way, I saw Rasheer Bolton on the strip Thursday night.
How was he looking?
Maybe Wednesday night. Wednesday night, maybe. Anyway, fine. Yeah, he was just chilling. He was in GU sweats and a GU sweatshirt, kind of bundled up.
Crazy.
Trying not to be seen, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But just checking out the strip.
So he is their best shooter.
I think you could argue Strother is also. It's 1A,
all right.
1A, 1B,
Okay,
probably.
so watching the UCLA game and watching Strother at the line, his form is so weird to me. And it works for him in his 3-point shot, but he falls away from the basket.
Yeah.
Like gravity is just like winning the battle against him. And all of those, I mean, he missed a couple. He missed 2 in a row after that.
Right.
With that hard foul. And then he made 2 of them, but both of them rattled around and touched every part of the rim before going in. And you could tell he was super frustrated because his shot wasn't going down. But his form at the line, on his jump shots, it doesn't look as strange. But when he's
more fluid because he's able to move up through it. Yeah.
Weird looking shot. It just stood out to me, and I was like, this is not the most aesthetically pleasing thing.
A tad janky. But yeah, I think Bolton and Strother will be the 2 best 3-point shooters. I think if Nebhard can be a little more consistent on 3-point shooting, that will open up a even better offense for GU. I think Chet's 3 will come around a little bit more. He has a really nice shot for a guy who's 7 foot.
Yeah,
he's a really, really nice shot. Outside of that, I mean, Watson doesn't have anything.
No, he does not.
Salas
he just looks like he doesn't know what's going on. It's the look on his face. You know how players have like different faces like, in the game?
Right.
You know, some are super dialed in, some look aloof, and there's
Wilson always looks dialed in, for instance. Like Wilson always looks like he's locked in. Bobby Wagner always looks locked in.
Yeah, Watson always just looks like he's waking up from a nap.
There's someone else who I can think of who always looks like that too. I'm not going to think of it. Anyway, I would agree with that. I think he just always seems a step slow. His length is that his athleticism
always so slow.
Always makes up for it, but he does seem like he's just a tad slow, which is weird because he's a decent athlete. I think
you always say that, and I never see that. I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years now, and
right?
You're always like, yeah, great athlete. And
well, he is. He's not aggressive enough to show it, and I don't know why, but he is. Like he was dunking throughout high school. Like all throughout high school. I know that's not like a super impressive thing for a basketball player,
no.
but it is when like he was the only one on his team that could do it. Like in the GSL, like, he's a decent athlete. He just needs to show it more. Salas and Hickman both I think can be decent 3-point shooters. It's just again they're freshmen. They're very raw, but they're coming along. I think those will be good 3-point shooters. So tying in the Duke game, probably the second best, one of the best, and basketball games I've ever seen in person, as well as the environment, like both of which were like the highest of the high, especially for a non-conference November game. I mean, how absolutely ridiculous that game was, purely from a skill standpoint, from the crowd involvement, the location, when you were actually there, the PA announcer kept the fans directly involved. The Vegas atmosphere put on a show. But in my opinion, those are the 2 best teams in basketball.
It looked like it.
And it doesn't even look all that close. Like Purdue looks fine. I don't think AP poll was released today. Gonzaga dropped from 1 to 3. Purdue jumped them to 2, and Duke is at 1. I don't know if that's true, but that's fine. It's just the AP poll. It doesn't really matter. GU's still going to be a number 1 seed this year. If not, I think that would be like a kind of a colossal collapse in the grand scheme of things. But the Duke's really good. Duke's very good. They had a decent matchup with the Zags. I think the one thing that kind of came to the surface again, kind of what we saw against Baylor, is GU just struggles with the speed of some of these high-end programs. And my biggest thought behind that is when you look at, and I think this year is going to help in the long run. I think they'll be fine. But when GU has their scouts team and they're playing the scout team, which the scout team is essentially the guys who learn the other team's offensive sets. That's how they defend it. That's how they attack it. Things like that. You're running out guys like Joe Few, Matthew Lang, Even occasionally one of the freshmen probably jump on that scout team. But, Duke, for just like GU, they get a lot of high-end prospects. It seems like they're back of their bench. They might not be very good basketball players, but they're just super athletic.
Mm-hmm.
And Gonzaga doesn't have that. Gonzaga's back end of the bench when you look at the walk-ons are very much
like
walk-ons.
Spokane walk-ons.
Very much walk-ons. Eastern Oregon walk-ons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that hurts them a little bit. Now, they're still very new to this high-end talent pool. GU over the last 5 years probably has really kind of dove into, starting with Zach Collins, really dove into this high-end prospect pool. So I think this was perfect for them to really hit because GU doesn't experience this in conference play.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And GU doesn't really experience this in non-conference play really at all. Baylor's a very unique team from last year. Duke this year appears to be decently unique with their athleticism and their guard play and their speed and their quickness. And I think hitting it now allows them then really to focus on that aspect.
I hope so, but there's so much season in front of them. And like you said, obviously they're going to enter the WCC. And then, I don't know if that's, they're going to be prone for that to fall into the back of their mind because there's so much season left and they're not going to have to worry about that sort of athleticism that's kind of the Achilles heel of theirs in being able to match up with and, stay in front of. So I don't know. It'd be nice if they got some of that closer to tournament time,
right?
Some of that exposure, just so that they're a little bit more geared up as they enter the tournament. But it is what it is. I don't know.
So luckily this year, the West Coast Conference is probably the best they've ever been. GU obviously is the best. You're looking at BYU, who is ranked 12th in today's AP poll. I don't think they're that good at this moment. They're 22 in KenPom. You look at the next two teams, San Francisco and St. Mary's. San Francisco actually has a better efficiency rating overall than St. Mary's does. They are currently 8-0. And you look at the rest of the WCC, decent teams, better than usual. Santa Clara is sitting here at 84 on KenPom, so right outside-ish of a tournament spot for a team. The Broncos there who sitting above teams like Stanford. Sorry, man.
That's okay.
Butler, South Carolina, Arizona State, Santa Clara's above all these in efficiency ratings. Wake Forest, an ACC team there. A lot of A10 teams down there. Loyola Marymount, which has been historically a horrible, horrible team, is even sitting at 96 in efficiency ratings on KenPom. So that'll be nice. That GU will hopefully get a little bit more of a battle throughout conference play. But, GU sitting right now at number one on KenPom's efficiency ratings, and it's not even close. They're at 32, almost 33 in their adjusted efficiency. Last year they finished just above 36. To kind of give you an idea, Baylor was also in that 33 range as well. So GU is going to be fine. I think this was a decent. If there was a team I'd rather that we lost to Duke than UCLA, not based off of the standings or anything like that. I just respect Duke more from top to bottom. Coach K had so many great things to say about the program. We even went out of his way to talk really good about Julian Strother. We weren't even talking about him, and all of a sudden he was like, "Oh yeah, one thing I also want to mention, that Strother. That's how you say his name. Strother is. I'm quoting him. I know how to pronounce Strother's name. He was like, "Yeah, we knew he was good, but he was better than we thought." Mm-hmm. And the fact that he went out of his way, a guy like that went out of his way to compliment a guy like that is pretty darn telling. So we saw really good things from them. Salas and Hickman are still getting their feet wet. Nemhard and Timmy had rough games against Duke overall, combined for 11 or 12 turnovers. I want to say 6 for Nemhard and 5 for Timmy, which was you don't want to see from two guys who you expect not to make those mistakes. GU had 17 turnovers in total, which was their downfall. That was literally the reason why they won. The amount of fast breaks that led to for Duke, where GU was kind of on their heels, was not normal to see. GU isn't usually a team to be ran on. They're usually the team running on opposing teams. But again, we saw that against Baylor. We saw Baylor running all over GU. And so it felt very Baylor-esque. Obviously, because it was only a 3-point game, it didn't feel quite the same, which was nice. But also, Paulo Banchero is ridiculous. The only reason why he didn't do more in the second half is because he had cramps. But that kid's going to be really, really good.
Yeah, he hit
He's
everything.
Going to be very, very good. I love Chet Holmgren, but having Banchero would have been really fun as well.
Yeah.
That would have been very fun.
Did he even consider Gonzaga?
Yeah.
He did?
He was not. GU was probably number 2 on his list.
Oh, okay.
There was a time where a lot of people were predicting him to go to GU, actually.
Okay.
As far as I understand it, Banchero was 1, Chet was 2 on their list, 2 years ago before before Suggs came to GU, and they kind of opened up that pipeline. I think Banchero was at the top of their list, probably like in 19 or so, 18, 19. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I don't know what it was like on TV. Like, could you hear the atmosphere? Like, did it sound good on TV?
So I didn't get to watch that much of the Duke game. I only saw about 10, 15 minutes of the first half, so I didn't see the rest of it. The UCLA game, which wasn't nearly as packed, right?
Yeah.
The attendance was a lot lower for that one.
Yeah.
A little bit, nothing crazy, nothing, extraordinary, but based on what you were posting on Twitter and everything from those looks that you put out there on the interwebs, it looked pretty raucous.
It was. I mean, both Mark Few and Coach K, like that was part of their opening statements was how about that? Like, why can't we do more of that? Play on these neutral courts, even play at home and home game, a little bit more home and home games.
Well, it helps
fans deserve that.
Yeah, and it helps that Duke and Gonzaga were in a shootout. There was a lot of back and forth. There were many lead changes. It was the type of game where both fans of both teams are constantly engaged.
Yep.
It's not like if, UCLA were there getting blown out and you're really only hearing from GU fans, and then inevitably those applauses die down because, they're winning by so much that it doesn't really have that much of consequence.
Right.
Not a lot of weight to it, but yeah, it looked like an electric atmosphere.
Yeah, I think this will be good for GU long term. I still think Timmy needs to get adjusted to playing against more athletic bigs. We saw the exact same thing happen last year. His footwork still allows him to score and still to do well. What he needs to do a better job at is realizing when there isn't a path to the basket. I know he's really good at creating his own path and being able to navigate and do weird things with his body to score ridiculous shots. But it's the times when he gets doubled where he needs to feel that double before it happens. Because he gets in these spots where then he's kind of scrambling. And again, because he's a little bit undersized, you get these bigger guards and obviously these really big posts who cause him a lot of problems. And that's why he had 5 turnovers.
He gets exposed. For a player that's as incredible as he is, that can put up the sort of numbers that he can on the offensive end and, down in the post, and the magical footwork that he has, and just, how good he is around the basket, he really gets exposed against these top-tier programs. And when they have,
Well, he can, though. That's the thing, is it doesn't happen every single time. So that makes me think it doesn't,
but in recent memory, it's hard for me to, let go of
the games that they lost. Obviously Baylor, having a guy who what's his name? The guy who ended up getting signed by Seattle, which really made me mad as a tight end. It starts. He
looks like a
with
honey
V.
bear. Yeah, Vital.
Yeah,
Vital.
Mark Vital. There we go. That, by the way, speaking of Vital, was a really cool moment having him.
That was okay.
UCLA.
So watching that on Tuesday, that was like, coming out of the gates, he is crying.
Like he's crying.
He is
wet. He's bawling.
And I was like, I haven't seen him in a while, and so I wasn't sure, how his mental state is. I wasn't sure how sharp he was, and so when he came out of the gates crying, I was like, is he going to be able to recover?
Right?
Like, is this like doomed?
How much of a pro is he here?
Yeah, right. And he got back on his game, and I was like, wow, it was, like watching him in the early 2000s, and
it was really cool. I like
before that as well.
I like Dick Vitale.
How could you not? Yeah.
I heard from a few people over the last week, and they're mentioning like he's a little like aggressive for their taste, and it's like, well, like that's his style. Like his style. Like you know who else is aggressive? Chris Berman's aggressive. Do you not like Chris Berman either because he yells and does things in the mic that other people don't? I don't know. I like it. I don't know how much longer he has though. He didn't look very good on TV.
He didn't, but he did a good job calling the game. But yeah, visually. That was the first time that I found out that he only has one eye. I didn't realize that was a thing.
What do you mean only has one eye?
Like he had only one eyeball. One of his eyeballs is a glass ball of eye. Did not know that. He was talking about how, as a child, he thought his world and his life was over because of the fact that he lost an eye, and how he had to overcome that and really shifted his perspective on life from a young age, and how that benefited him, in the pursuit of the career. Yeah, he did. And then it was kind of talked about by others as well. I think it was at halftime or something, they mentioned something about it. But anyway, so that was an interesting little storyline underneath the greater storyline. But yeah, one eye, Dickie V.
That's pretty funny.
Hilarious.
I can say that because I have a bad eye.
I'm surprised your eye isn't swollen right now. Yeah, half the time that you come in here, it's like, dude, what did someone farted on your pillow?
There's what it is all this stuff in the air or something. I don't know what it is, but I keep having
all the negativity.
keep having to go to the eye doctor for allergic reactions in my eye. It's
Haters
weird.
just
Well,
infiltrating.
no, the fish hook in my eye didn't help either. So that one day. All right, that's enough Zag talk for now. They play Tarleton State.
Like we said,
maybe
season's over. Throw it up.
Yeah, exactly. They play Alabama on Saturday. Yeah,
In Seattle.
in Seattle, battle in Seattle. I'll be there.
Alrighty.
They play Kraken play or no, or is it they play Friday? They might play Friday. Kraken might play Saturday. Anyway, I'll be going to Seattle this weekend, so
Sick.
we'll have more stuff to talk about. I'm really excited to see Climate Pledge. That'll be a fun time.
Yep.
That'll be a fun time. All right, sticking in Seattle as far as sports talk go, made their first splash offseason move by trading for the Padres' Adam Frazier, 30-year-old. About to be 30, I should say. Turns 30 on December 14th. He plays second base and every single outfield position. He's been in the league for a while here. Pirates took him in the 6th round of the 2013 draft. He hit over 300 at every stop except high A in 2014. He made his MLB debut with the Pirates in 2016. He's only 5'10", 185. But this season he broke out and he hit 324 with a 3.88 on base percentage, an 836 OPS, 28 doubles, that would have been insane. 28 doubles, 4 triples, 4 homers, and 5 stolen bases over 98 games, earning his first All-Star selection. Mariners did try to trade for him at the All-Star break. That did not happen. Instead, he went to San Diego. Didn't do great there, but he still finished with a lot of career high numbers. So pretty excited, I think, overall. I think that's a good move. They only had to give up a random reliever who wasn't even in their top 30 as far as their prospects go, and then their most recent 12th round draft pick in 2021 to get a guy who was an all-star.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think he's going to be bat at the top of the lineup. He doesn't strike out. He doesn't walk because he puts the ball in play a lot, which is important for T-Mobile. He's not a big power guy, so hopefully he can actually find some of that expansive outfield there in Seattle. Wow, I guess the Mariners have been looking at him ever since he debuted. They've been watching him for like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully that means good things. I think it's unfortunate because we've seen a couple big moves already happen. The biggest one probably is Marcus Semien being signed by the Rangers, a target that a lot of people assumed would be going to Seattle. I think he fit best in Seattle. West Coast guy, ended up going to Texas, got paid a massive amount of money, 7 years, like $200 million, like a lot of money for a guy who has been good his entire career, was great this last year, bad in 2020 actually, in the pandemic shortened season. All I know is Seattle better do more.
Don't get your hopes up, man.
My hopes are very sky high.
That is your fault.
They're sky high. I think they're going to make a big play. They're going to get one big pitcher, and they're going to get one big infielder still, I think.
Do you have hopes for
people in mind?
Yeah.
Chris Bryant, Corey Seager.
So it sounds like the Phillies and the Mariners right now are like the two destinations for Bryant.
Hopefully the Mariners are in the final
two.
two. I saw that the Mariners are in big discussions with him right now, but he's probably not going to sign by the time that the players are locked out, which is what, December 1st or 2nd?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do you have, if those picks don't end up working out, do you have like a backup that you have at the top of your head? I can't speak English today, dude.
It is a Monday.
Let's see here.
You'd be like, I'd be okay with that since I didn't get this.
Well, Semien technically would have been the backup
behind, and he's already
behind
gone.
Those two,
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Maybe they are going to want. Maybe they do want to make a huge splash by going after one of those two. Corey Seager is going to command potentially a $300 million contract.
God.
So that's insane. Freddie Freeman's going to stay with the Braves. Not that we need a first baseman either. Here on MLB Trade Rumors, people are projecting Chris Bryant to go to the Mariners. So that's cool.
It's just setting us up for pain, man. Everybody's in on the joke. Everybody's in on the Mariners joke. Everyone's like, hey, let's just inflate these expectations.
Kevin Gossman is a pitcher. Seems like a decent match. They're kind of mentioning that. I wouldn't mind Robbie Ray, but I don't think that will happen. Scherzer's was signed today
With the Mets.
With the Mets for a massive contract for a guy who's 38?
Yeah, 3 years,
37, something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy. Nick Castellanos is not coming to Seattle. Marcus Stroman's been mentioned for the Mariners a little bit, but that's not going to happen. Starling Marte just got signed as well. Just fine. I didn't want him. There's a couple people here that could. I don't want Chris Taylor.
Oh, again? Yeah,
I don't.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
The idea of having this would be peak Mariners. The idea of a guy being below average for the Mariners, leaving, becoming better somewhere else, coming back to the Mariners and playing below average is going to happen. I know it's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen because I actually didn't mind Chris Taylor when he was with Seattle. Like, he wasn't expected to be a good player. He was a utility guy, and he played a lot of positions, and he seemed like a decent guy. He looks a little bit like a rat. But I know that's what's going to happen. And if that happens, it'll make me super upset.
You're already pretty upset about it, so yeah.
Because it's bad enough when a good player from another team comes to Seattle and sucks. It's even worse when that guy starts in Seattle, good, bad. That's not supposed to be the way. So I don't want Chris Taylor. Adam Frazier kind of fits that mold anyway, considering he can play every outfield spot. He probably could play, if he plays second at every outfield spot, he can probably play short. He can probably play first base. He seems like a decent enough athlete to be able to do that. He did spend most of his MLB career at second base, but he has started almost 200 games in the outfield. So I like it. I think it's a good start. I also appreciate it. I don't really watch Frazier, but I know people who do. It was when the Mariners announced the trade, like they made a Frazier joke. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah.
Cool.
So good on them. Logan Thomas and Curtis Samuel will both play tonight against the Seahawks, but they will be on pitch counts. So keep that in mind. You see Cliff Kingsbury?
Dude, okay, that's got to be the funniest thing because I feel like it makes sense for neither party.
A little bit more for Oklahoma than for Cliff. Like, why would you leave a head coaching job in the NFL where you're doing really well to go to college, unless it's literally about the money, or he wants to go back to where he's a little bit more familiar with? It's weird. It's weird. Then did you hear what he said too?
I don't want to comment on it.
Yeah, I won't get into those things. It's not a topic I want to touch. That's a really weird way of saying. Yeah, I'm a little.
Also, I love that Lincoln Riley stopped the reporter in the press conference, and he's like, "Hey, I will not be the next coach of LSU." It's
I know,
hey,
that's awesome.
He did not lie.
It's the Aaron Rodgers. He literally did the Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I'm immunized. I'm not vaccinated, but I'm immunized.
What a story.
What a funny story. All right. I want to tell you about Windermere.
Please do.
Windermere services Mountain West. They proudly service over 60 Windermere offices in eastern Washington, Idaho, eastern Oregon, and Montana. They are all in for their local communities. At Windermere Services Mountain West, relationships are the foundation of their business. Their mission is to be successful, team-oriented real estate professionals committed to exceeding expectations through exceptional customer service. They are Windermere. Windermere Services Mountain West is committed to the communities in which they live and work. They are all in for you and me and you and everyone.
Wow. That's incredibly
Windermere
inclusive.
Services Mountain West.
Shout out
They're
Windermere.
very inclusive. How inclusive of them. Seahawks play tonight. Washington football team, WF team.
Boo.
They play at FedEx, which means one person will leave the game with a torn ACL.
I was going to say ACLs are going to be flying around like noodles.
So that's unfortunate. I'm really looking forward to seeing who that is.
It's so true, though. It's so true.
And the NFL is like, field's fine. Field's fine. And it's like, there's a season-ending injury every week down this field.
God.
Field's fine.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Goodell running around that field and see what happens to his ACLs.
Yeah.
But it could potentially be a springboard for Seattle.
Shut up. God, you're so annoying. You're so goddamn annoying.
Happened a few years ago when RG3 went out and they won the playoff game, and look where they are now.
You can have this entire segment. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, there's the keys to the game. Block better. Wilson's finger needs to be better. And that's about it. The defense has been good. They actually weren't great last
Yeah, but
week.
they haven't played Taylor Heineke.
Good point. Uh-oh.
Except the second coming of Brett Favre and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
With a little bit of Michael Vick.
Yeah, true.
His running ability is actually really
He
impressive.
is like the predecessor, in a literal and figurative way to Ryan Fitzpatrick, because when he's good, it's like, oh, this guy could start. This guy could, he could carry a franchise.
Around a little bit.
And then when he's bad, it's like, God, he's bad in spectacular
There's
fashion.
a reason why he's not starting.
Always entertaining, though.
He is
which
entertaining,
is what we appreciate.
which is what we hope for, because
you know who's not entertaining? The Seattle Seahawks.
They can be, though. That's what's so annoying. Like, they have the players to be entertaining.
I know, but they're just not.
Quandre Diggs is a really good safety. Jamal Adams, contrary to popular belief, is a really good safety.
He's a good safety.
He's an above average.
Yes, I will
He's
agree
top
with you on
5.
that. No.
Strong safeties.
No.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard you rate anyone who has ever played for Seattle less than top 5.
That's fine. Yeah.
Russell Wilson, when healthy, is top 5.
I feel like I'm stuck in a time loop with that
Who else?
sentence.
Who else is above Russell Wilson when he's healthy?
Aaron Rodgers,
Fair.
Tom Brady.
No.
Yes.
No, he's a better winner, not a better pure quarterback.
I don't know. Tom Brady can throw a screen pass. Tom Brady.
That's all he can do.
Throw to tight ends.
He could,
Tom Brady.
Yeah,
can
5
throw
yards down the field.
over the middle.
5 yards down the field.
Tom Brady can step up in the pocket.
I still think some of that's
Tom Brady's
part of the game
pocket
plan.
mobility is better than Russell Wilson's, and he is 44 goddamn years old.
He's more comfortable in the pocket.
No, his navigation of the pocket is superior. It's always been one of the most underrated things about Brady, and just because he's not scrambling per se, no.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. His pocket awareness might be higher, but his pocket mobility is technically lower. His mobility
disagree.
in general is
No.
lower. All right, so who's better? I don't think Brady's a better
Okay, who
quarterback.
else plays in the NFL?
So with Brady, though, you got to think. Like, I understand if he was still on the Patriots, you could be like, he's got a team behind him. You got to think, though, he literally carried a team last year?
Yeah, it
last
was
year?
last year.
To a Super Bowl win.
He did not carry the Bucs. The Bucs have a good roster.
To be fair, he didn't really carry the Bucs. Once they got rolling and entering the playoffs, the defense
But you got
and
to
the
think,
running
though,
game
whole
really
brand
came.
new team
Right,
still.
it is. Okay, no. The idea of him going to a
and
whole
I'm
new
not
team.
personally a Brady fan. I do think he is
The idea of him
arguably
going
one of the
to
best
Which I
quarterbacks
think, which
to ever
is
play the game.
actually what Justin was saying, which is like he's a better winner than Russell Wilson.
I don't think he's a better quarterback.
Is
Is Dak better than Wilson?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes.
There's no way.
I think Dak is better than Russell. Dak has been better than Russell for 2 seasons now.
Dak
better.
missed a whole year.
He sure did. Was still really good for those first 4 games before he got injured against us. Or not
Wilson was
against
playing
us,
better than Dak was. Wilson was the best quarterback in the league for the first 6 weeks last year.
I don't know. Dak didn't throw as many picks.
I don't know if that's true.
Dak didn't lose as many games.
Well, because he got hurt.
I'm just saying the stats are what they are.
Dak's not better. Who else? Mahomes.
Yeah, sorry. Wow, forgot about that one. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Mahomes and
Rodgers. I will say Dak. I think Dak is better than Russell. I don't think it's marginal. It's a thin.
Josh Allen.
No.
God, no. Josh Allen's
No.
looked so poor over the last 5 weeks.
Josh Allen had a Cam Newton 2015 season last year.
Right.
Also, can we talk about Cam Newton for a second?
Almost. Let me just go down this list here.
Can we talk about anybody but the Seahawks?
No.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Carson Wentz, no.
Herbert.
I would take Herbert over Russell at this stage.
That's not the question.
I think Herbert is better than Russell Wilson. Yes.
No way. What?
I think Herbert is kind of crippled by Joe Lombardi, and
Joe Lombardi's an above average offensive coordinator.
I don't know about that. He's better than Derek Carr. He's
Lamar
better
Jackson.
Than Tua. He's better than Tannehill.
There's no way.
No.
What do you mean no?
You're right. He's not better than Lamar Jackson. But also, I mean, Russell.
Kyler Murray.
If we're operating off of this season and what we've seen, I mean, he's not been good. Obviously, he missed a month and he's dealing with an injury. But
So there's 3 quarterbacks that are for sure.
he did not play for like 8
probably.
consecutive
Russell Wilson's
weeks
top 5,
last season.
essentially, is all I need you to say.
I'm not going to say that. No, not with the current state of our relationship.
Would you say top 6?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, he's Anyway, he's top 5.
He's
That's
better
fine.
than Jimmy G-String. I'll give him that.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo's bad.
Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo is very bad.
All right. Let me keep talking about this. I want to keep talking about the Seahawks because I want to point out. Because there's keys to the game. What do they need to do to win? Because we still have to talk about teams even if they're bad.
I know. It's just.
It's
The thing is,
exhausting. You're right. Am I super excited to watch them tonight? Probably not. But I'm going to watch every minute.
I'm so deathly afraid that they're going to go on some kind of run and win like 5 out of 7 or something.
Okay, I was thinking about this today, actually.
Get in playoff contention and be in the conversation, and then people are optimistic going into the offseason.
Why shouldn't we be optimistic? What are we supposed to do? What is so you don't want Wilson or Carroll around anymore?
No,
so that means no Schneider.
No. My first choice, like I said, which is the least likely of the choices, is to retain Wilson, but Carroll steps down, retires, moves on, whatever.
I think if Seattle doesn't, there's a potential if Seattle doesn't make the playoffs this year that clearinghouse time.
That's what I want.
Why though?
Because, dude, we hit our ceiling with these two in Seattle.
That's fine.
we have seen the same season play out with varying records for a decade now. I'm good. We got the ring. We should have gotten to. Let's do something new.
I would rather be competitive for the next 5 years
and not win the Super Bowl.
Yes, than completely starting from zero and trying to build a team again.
See, I differ. I would prefer the latter.
But say you start from new and 5 years from now you win the Super Bowl.
This is Seattle sports we're talking about.
I know, but
we're
again,
done.
we're playing
if we start from scratch, we're done for 20 years.
we're playing on the side of optimism here.
I'm trying to be optimistic. You're the ones who are like, I don't want to be. I don't want to be above average anymore.
Optimistic is opting into the textbook definition of insanity. Which is something that
fine.
I am sick of.
I'm fine with being insane. That's not a problem.
Yeah, obviously.
That's not a. I'd rather win more often than I lose, and the best chance for us to win is with Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll at this point in time.
I don't agree with that just on the Pete Carroll part. I do not believe that Pete Carroll has or does anything to put us in good situations. How many times have we heard him say the same thing
at postgame? Oh, he does it a lot.
It's just a recording. I mean, he doesn't even have to be
Did you see the tweet that says this is a recording?
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot recently.
I know. I don't know why he keeps doing it. Do you know who else keeps tweeting things that are really starting to annoy me?
Joe Fan.
No, Rothstein is being very annoying. Like we don't sleep till May.
Rothstein's got like bits and gimmicks though.
Well, he's trying to be Billis. He's trying to be Billis. Billis kind of is quirky and like has like that. He tweets those rap lyrics like I gotta go to work. Like
I disagree. I think he's different than Billis.
He's definitely different, but he's trying to get that like that hip side. Like he's trying to sound hip, and it's like it's not working. But anyway,
I kind of like Rothstein.
I don't mind Rothstein. It's just he's not. He's nothing special.
Okay.
Hung out with Andy Katz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a couple seats down.
How much product does he put in his hair?
Probably a decent amount, but he came by and he tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Hey, how's it going?" Like,
really?
What's up, Andy?
He went out of his way.
I swear. Well, he didn't go out of my way, but he was walking by, and so it was me.
Does he know who you are? Have you guys had like interaction before?
He knows who I am. Does he remember? Probably not. We talked for a decent amount at the Final Four in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
I doubt he recognizes me or even knows who I am.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Shout out
not
you.
Too bad.
Man.
Not too bad there. Who else did I see that was interesting? Well, I guess was it Koepka was at the game?
Was he?
And he met with Coach K after the game, and so was
Bryson.
I don't know if he was there. Mayfield was there, I guess. Sitting courtside. I don't know how I missed them. I was even looking for famous people.
Baker's pretty short.
No, not Baker.
Oh, Floyd.
Yeah.
Mayweather, not
Did I
Mayfield.
say Mayfield?
Yeah, you did.
That's NFL talk. Yeah, Baker was there on a Thursday.
I was gonna say
on a Friday before his game on Sunday. All right, fine. I'm still optimistic. I think they're gonna win. I hope they win because that wins me money.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't score a lot of points in the process. I want a classic Seahawks 26-20. No, that's too much. Uh-oh. I don't know if I like the under. I need a classic Seahawks 24-23 win. What's them under 47? I think it's 47. Right?
I think they're going to lose.
You think they're going to lose tonight?
I kind of do. I mean, I picked them to lose, so they have to, right?
You really think they're going to lose to the Washington's
football team? Kind of on a roll, and Seattle is
on a huge roll. It's under 47. Okay. Yeah. I'll do 20. Shoot. 23-21. Final answer, final score. Book it, win me $150. That would be cool. Sports betting, actually, no, that's my closing time. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
I hate not having my laptop. All right. Jabroni. Do we have the same one?
We do have the same one, but I did come up with an additional
All right, let's...
No, but I'm just going to talk about it. It's okay.
Let's pop that up on the monitor, please.
So this was kind of a crucial play in the game. 4th and goal. And Kirk Cousins is lined up under the right guard.
Poor Madison comes over.
Alexander Madison, yeah.
Let's play that again, yeah. So he's trying to change. He's checking the play. He's getting the play in order. And he lines
Alexander's
up
like, yo, dog.
behind the right guard.
Okay.
And then even Thielen over. I think it was Thielen who reacts. Oh, nope, it was Van.
So they had to burn
Jefferson.
a timeout, which I guess...
Can you pause it right here? Go back. Can you pause it when he's under center? Right. A little bit more right here.
That's just
back one frame.
classic.
I know it jumps quick. Yeah.
In his comment in the presser post game, he's just, I just got under the wrong guy.
I don't know.
Sure did. And then there were so many memes about like before they got divorced, and then
Oh, that is
what?
When I saw that, it was right after it happened because obviously everybody started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the funniest things I have ever seen on a football field, and that's happened recently, not in a situation like that. I don't remember who did it. I should figure out who that was.
The game wasn't hanging in the balance. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is like
right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely hilarious. All right, what's your other one?
The other one is the referees in the Florida State and Florida game on Saturday for the Battle of Florida because the running back, don't know what his name was, but he got his helmet ripped off mid-play, and he dove into like 3 defenders head first and scored a touchdown, and he was penalized. So the touchdown that he scored, helmetless, did not count, got penalized for it. They got dropped back, and I don't know if they ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive or not, but because that is the rule, that the play is supposed to die or you're supposed to just go down. Is that what it is in college?
Right.
If you are sans helmet, just kind of lame. That is anti-football. It's anti-America. It is just anti.
The college rules are very frustrating. Sam, there's something at the bottom of the doc that I want you to pull up because that is what I remember for someone lining up not under center. There's a lot of rules in college football that kind of frustrate me. I think taking a knee at the 2-yard line on a kickoff for a touchback is lame. Yeah. I think that's super lame. 1 foot in's lame. That's really dumb. Going down whenever and then being like actually
also
down
these targeting
stupid.
Calls that they just don't know how to officiate, and somebody comes in.
And it's every conference. Every single conference calls it wrong, and everyone looks at it and is like, that's not right.
Everyone's like, that guy just tried to murder him, and it's like, no, he didn't. He actually just couldn't drop his shoulder because the
other guy was
in
down
the last second decided to
tuck.
Right.
Exactly.
So
there's nothing in the document.
All right.
On the bottom.
The last thing you have is the script. I want you to know it literally just popped up.
We're cooking with gas.
It was there.
Mm-hmm.
No. I have a witness right next to me.
I did hear him chuckle after you said that. So this is the other one that I do remember. Oh, I think Connor would have been able to do it quicker.
Dude, you know what? I will shut this show down.
That is true. You do have a lot of power in that regard. What? Oh, yeah, here we go. So here's Terod Taylor lining up behind the left guard in shotgun.
Wow.
I knew that.
See, I'm just curious at which point it was like when the ball was in air. Is that when he realized that, or did he think like, hey, the center screwed up and like it was a bad snap?
I mean, I don't understand how that. I literally watched this.
And LaShawn McCoy allowed it to happen too. At least Alexander Madison tried to straighten Kirk out.
Right.
LaShawn McCoy is just like, hey, I'm going to spoil the end of Endgame in 2 years.
I'm going to stand. Yeah, right.
For everybody.
I'm going to continue to stand here. That's some. I knew that would be well worth it. Oh God, that made me laugh. That was a good one. Terod Taylor, poor guy. He started on my fantasy team this week.
I thought about picking him up for my bye last week, and I started Mac Jones instead, and that didn't work out well. But shout out to Houston losing to Zach Wilson and the Jets at home.
Classic. Mm-hmm. All right, this day in sports history. 1934, Bears beat the Lions in the first ever NFL game broadcasted nationally. So that was,
nice.
90 years ago almost? That seems kind of wild.
That is.
This day, 1962, MLB decides to only have one All-Star game. They used to have 2, which seems like a waste of an All-Star game. I don't know why you would ever have 2 of those. Maybe it used to be better. Maybe people cared about it more. Maybe they actually were All-Stars, not a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And this day in 2016, Darren Sharpa sentenced to 20 years in prison for rape. We're 5 years in.
Nice.
Darren Sharpa was a good NFL player. Seemed to actually be a well-liked guy. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it in general, but I don't understand. And I'm not just talking. I'm talking like breaking the law, like in a serious way. When you have literally whatever you want, like when you're a millionaire, like what are you doing? I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's human nature. Human nature to be bad.
I mean, so many pro athletes are like first-class narcissists, which
is a huge problem.
Themselves to getting in situations such as this because they are
bad people.
Yeah,
some of them are just bad people.
Singularly focused. Yes.
Yep. All right. Closing time. You can go first.
Okay. So I didn't realize I should have figured this out when, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago. It was like a Penn State game. and they went into like 9 overtimes. And I was like, okay, well, it was just
Right.
double overtime like 5 minutes ago. So how are we at 9? So I just was late to the party and realizing that college football has a rule that is it after the second overtime,
Second or
if it
third,
ends up
maybe.
in a tie, it just alternates attempts at 2-point conversions.
It's lame.
And so Alabama potentially was about to be, upset by Auburn, which would have been awesome
Pretty
for
funny.
the hell that would have caused
Yeah.
in the landscape of the college football playoff. And so I was watching it while I was at work. And on Twitter, somebody was like, okay, we need to find a clever, punny name. You can show the tweet, Sam. We need to find a catchy name for the 2-point conversion stage of overtime. Sudden deuce.
It's not bad.
I think that's very good.
Benjamin Solak. Who is that? Do you know?
He's a Ringer contributor. I don't know where he was beforehand, but he's like on Warren Sharp level of
yeah.
analytics.
Gotcha.
Just
like a Ben
another
Baldwin.
very, very geeky guy.
What'd you get?
Oh my God.
Matt
Oh,
Beats Burger?
wow.
I've never heard of it.
He was just talking about this. He was just
What'd
talking
you
about
just
this. Sam just ordered a burger, and it came in a very,
What'd you just say?
very fancy bag.
Is it-
Like the YouTuber?
No. I don't
You know
know
the YouTuber?
Where'd that come from? Like, I know it was just dropped off, but like, where's
Eats.
is that a restaurant?
Yeah, they're like Shake Shack style smash burgers.
That's here?
Yeah, pretty good. I've for a
Ooh, we might have some breaking news here from my buddy Jared Judd saying that Mariners.
Really good burger.
Mariners signed Robbie Ray,
It
reigning
dropped.
AL Cy Young Award winner, 5-year, $150 million deal.
Jesus.
Hey, that's like the first like cool breaking news we've ever had on the show. I think like
Dude,
that's big time.
Just watch him be bad. Has Robbie Ray been good prior to last year? I'm genuinely asking. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
he had a
Jeff,
career.
Jeff Passan said it too. 115.
Yeah.
They said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He has a career 4 ERA,
Opt out after the 3rd season.
but he went, which is big time too. He went 13-7 with a 2.84 ERA. Lefty starters are always big. Like, that's always a big move when you can get a big time lefty guy. He does. Let's see here.
Can we call him Robert Ray? I like that a lot better.
What's
Robbie
wrong with
Ray,
Robbie?
it's kind of like Rachel Ray, and it's also kind of like Robbie something. Robbie, come on, someone give me a Robbie. Rob,
Rob Riggle.
Robbie Riddle.
So
Yeah, what's he up to?
let's see. I really like Rob Riggle. That's nicely. So that is very, very much breaking. That was just 8 minutes ago.
Right.
Let's see. Can we get a photo of Robbie Ray on the screen? Also, we have a question.
Robbie Ray Cyrus. Boom, got it.
There you go. Who would win? 1 Bullet Bill or 100 Bill Cosbys?
One bullet bill.
Yeah, 1 bullet bill.
1 Bullet Bill.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. That was
Yeah.
from Vinny.
whoa. The question is, so you said 1 bullet bill or 100 Bill Cosbys?
Right.
Are they at a bar before?
Ooh.
Because
Sorry,
they're
are
at a
we
bar
taking- are we
before, I
taking-
think Bill Cosby wins.
Hold on, are we talking about Bullet Bill as in like the Mario character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause for a second, I
he
was
100% there's Robbie, by the way.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's not bullet bill.
Okay.
That's Robbie.
I actually had a different. I didn't know exactly what he looked like.
I did not think he looked like this.
I didn't think he
thought
looked
he
like
had
that either.
much more feminine features.
I also
thought he
thought-
was kind of like a pretty boy
I also thought that.
with long hair.
Wow.
It's an old photo, I think.
No, he still looks.
He definitely has a beard. Oh, here, this is probably.
There we go. Yeah, he's fine. Okay.
All right.
I
Here
didn't.
you go. Here you go. I got one.
He looks like I can trust him.
God damn it.
I wonder what's gonna go up.
Shows.
So you can still show it. Still show it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's still super funny.
I think we underpaid him, actually.
Yeah, really. Come on. All right. Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
good. I like that move. It is true. He last year was his best year ever. What a huge pay increase. He only made. This was a few years ago, but he was only making $350,000. That is a big pay increase. But he is the AL Cy Young. Last year, like I said, went 13-7 with a 2.84 ERA, just a hair above 1 on his walks and hits per innings pitched. For his career, he's a flat 4 ERA pitcher. I wish I had some advanced stats here. God, MLB sucks.
I'm glad you don't.
What'd you say?
I said I'm glad you don't.
Glad I don't want.
Have advanced stats.
That's not very nice.
Sorry.
In 2019, he had a 4.34 ERA. In the shortened pandemic season, he had a 6.62.
Perfect.
But if I remember right about Robbie Ray, he is someone who was able to up his spin rate and not in the cheating way. Hopefully. Hopefully that's not true. Oh, yeah, okay. So his last 15 games, he actually pitched even better than he did throughout the entire season. So that's good news because that means that he wasn't relying on some of that tack to do well. So cool. That is nice by the Mariners. Glad they actually made a move. If anyone wants to see the burger, I guess I'm confused. So this is from a place. Yeah, it does say Mr. Beast. That's what I said. I said Mad. I may have said Mad.
Sponsor us.
So where are they located?
Give us the money, not Ken.
I think they have 2 locations.
In town? What?
They like just opened.
Oh, I was gonna say Mr. Beast Burger.
Free advertisement.
So what did you say though about this place?
So they're like.
Why are we doing
they're
this on the
kinda
show?
like
Would you do the closing time?
They're kind of like they're like they're smash burgers.
Oh, okay. Where are they like originally from? Okay, so yeah, they are downtown, 725 West Main.
So
they're up north? Oh, there's 3 locations.
There's 3 there's 3. So you don't know who Mr. Beast is?
No.
So he is probably the biggest YouTuber currently.
Is he a gamer or is he?
No, he just does. So the thing he just did was put together a full-sized realistic recreation of Squid Games.
Oh yeah.
And he did. I
I
don't know when he made his burger thing, but I
recognize him now.
Yeah, I heard good
okay.
things, and then I tried it once, and I was like, "This is actually a pretty good smash burger."
Can I open it and see what it looks like?
Yeah.
They got a sick box too. They do have a really nice box. What's this?
I think that's the burger.
Oh yeah. It actually looks pretty good.
And then
Camera, burger.
It's kind of hard without like making it fall. Yeah, not bad.
And then I think their fries are lacking, so I get their quote unquote animal style, which I think it's like beast style.
That is a cool box.
Yeah,
Whoa.
beast style
Oh,
fries.
there are.
Pickles up the snizzy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
wow. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
I'll
it's
check
like
it
that
out.
medium speed, not a fast food burger.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
Like
good.
a Five Guys almost, like that kind of medium. Not but like the way that it's set up as far as it's not fast.
I would go to Five Guys over Beast Burger probably.
Oh, okay.
But for I think this is like a cheaper, faster option.
Fair enough.
And,
Checks out.
yeah.
All right. So now that news is all broken.
Are you serious?
Oh, is today Hanukkah, by the way? Should we say Happy Hanukkah?
How does Hanukkah start in November? Yeah, seriously, can we do that too?
I don't know. I don't know how it starts in November.
Okay.
But it is today, right? Hanukkah's today?
I think so.
I think it is. We should tell Ben Shapiro happy birthday.
Okay.
That's the first Jewish person I always think of. Who's the first Jewish person you think of?
And Frank.
So it technically began last night.
Technically, it began last night and will end the evening of December 6th.
God, they get so many presents. Every day they get a new
Is
present.
Adam Sandler Jewish?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laptop,
Adam Sandler.
phone wallet,
Isn't
passport.
is
key,
Nick Kroll Jewish, or is
Yes.
that just he is
Yeah.
Jewish, right? Nick Kroll, I also think of.
Nick
Kroll's
Kroll, funny dude.
He is a very funny guy. You guys watch Big Mouth?
Very funny. Yes. I didn't know they had a new season.
I've
It's
seen.
okay.
It is
God
okay.
damn
That's
it.
what I keep hearing.
Okay, so the fourth season, the first 3 episodes, I was like, I am out. You guys lost your way. And then they turned it around, and I was like, okay, pretty good.
Back in.
So
Sucked you back in.
I watched the first 2 seasons or the first 2 episodes of the first season when it first came out, and I was like, "This is dumb," and then someone was like, "This is great," and I was like, "I'll give it another try," and I was like, "This is pretty good."
pretty good.
It is pretty good. All right, what you did your closing time?
Yeah, like a half hour ago.
All right, my closing time since I did some sports betting in Vegas. I can see why people lose all of their money in sports betting. That is fun.
Sick.
That is a lot of fun. Officially announced, Quest Sportsbook opens, I think, December 6th. I'm pumped. I'm super pumped. If I can spend, I don't know, even just a $20 parlay.
Should
of
we do a
like
locker
6
room
NFL
on a
teams
Sunday? Spend a Sunday at
at
Quest.
Probably should.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should, Sam.
Have a couple
To be
brews.
completely honest, I spaced out so hard right there.
We're gonna
Don't blame
spend.
me.
We're gonna spend a locker room show at Quest.
Betting,
Like,
drinking,
some sports betting?
eating.
Like live, or are we just doing it for fun?
Probably. If we can, yeah, probably. We can do just a camera.
Sure.
with a couple of lapels or something.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm pretty pumped about that. But again, super addicting.
Okay, good
And I
to
can
know.
see why people lose everything.
Vinny has one last question. If you could please read it.
He's not even here. He doesn't even. He left the show.
I'm about to.
He would. We already answered that.
Do it.
I already told you.
Do it. No, the shoe thing.
Oh no.
Do it.
No.
That's
Do
not
it.
even a question.
It's not a question. He
Sorry,
also
it's
made
a
fun of your hair.
demand. He said he'll donate.
No. For I guess okay. Well, there's a lot going on in the comments now. I'm not going to go through all of this. We'll do more. Keep up the comments though. I do enjoy them, but I also don't love.
Okay, so in summation, gambling is addictive.
Gambling's addicting. If you need help, 1-800-GAMBLING.
Yes,
I think is
gambler.
the line. Gambler.
Gambler.
Why do you know that?
A lot of sponsors.
What's the gamble?
Sponsors a lot of
The
shows.
Gambling Man? That's a song, right?
No.
Do you want to end
Anyway.
the show or not?
Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. Let's Seahawks play tonight. We'll be here next Monday. I'll just be. Actually, we might have to adjust that. I might be staying in Seattle. Oh no, I won't. Seattle doesn't play Sunday Night Football anymore. They got moved to the afternoon, so I will be back Sunday night, so we can do the show next Monday unless you bail again. I know you haven't done that in a while, but I still like to put it
fair,
on you there.
Fair.
So we will be back next Monday. Talk about some Seattle football again.
Can't wait.
And by then, the sports book at Quest will be open. Oh, opens that day. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about maybe a Quest show. That'd be kind of fun, except it's going to be packed. And the sports book isn't very big out there. Anyway, hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Have a nice Hanukkah. I'm out there to people who celebrate it for the next couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you back here next week.
Bing bong.